Hello and welcome to another AIC Productions video. I'm back talking about one of my favorite things, which is electric skateboards. So my last video was about me being run over by a car a little bit and ruining my last Yiku DIY e-board, AT board. I did get a replacement, which is this one. I'm not going to do a full review on it because I've done a review in the past. Basically the only difference between this board and my last board is this has purple wheels, which I'm going to wear out very quickly and then switch to the blue wheels. And then it has a slightly different style of remote. I actually like this remote a lot more than the last style of remote. First and foremost, it has the finger hole, which I appreciate, especially when I'm having to wear gloves and it's cold outside. It means I don't have to hold on to it as tightly. It's more comfortable, especially on longer rides. The reverse button, you actually have to push and hold the reverse to get it to go into reverse, which I appreciate, versus just the quick press, which the last one was way too easy to put in reverse. And you go to accelerate and also all of a sudden your board would shoot out from behind you going backwards. Happened to me a handful of times, very frustrating. So I like this remote a lot. And just, I wanted to do a quick comparison. It comes with a spare set of wheels, so you can have a smaller wheel type, just a standard polyurethane wheel. And you can see that this whole wheel is smaller than the wheel, much less the tire there. So I never plan on using these. I'm going to probably give them to somebody I know who will use them for a project. But yeah, big difference there as far as the wheel and tire goes. What this video really is about is this board here, which literally showed up just a few hours ago. And I have had a chance to take it out. Been riding this one about a couple weeks now. This one I just got today, and this is a triple board. So where this is a belt-driven board, this is a hub-driven board, and they're very different in both the way they feel when you're driving or riding the board, and also in power delivery and braking and things like that. You definitely can feel that this is a lot more direct, where this board with the belts, there just is a slight disconnect between the two. Not a bad feeling, it's different. This is also significantly quieter, like ridiculously quieter than the belt-driven board is. And so if you want a quiet board, you'll want to go with a hub board versus a belt-driven board. At least in my experience, that's been the case. One of the big things with this board, one of the reasons why I wanted this board, is my last board had wheels like this. And so anytime I would hit a crack or a rock, I would end up bailing off the board because the board would just come to a complete stop. And I've only ridden this around the neighborhood, so I haven't had a lot of chance to really put these tires to the test. But as you can see, they are bigger than the urethane wheels. Not as much as these are, but they are bigger. They're also rounded. So hopefully what this means is if you hit a rock or anything like that, instead of hitting the wall that is this tire, this will push those rocks to the side, and it will also go over the cracks with a little bit more ease and not be as jarring and as sharp. So we'll test that out. Unfortunately, like I said, I just got it today. I just rode around the block to make sure everything worked, and it did. But it is going to start raining here very soon. I actually hear the drops starting outside right now, and it's going to rain for the next 2 to 3 days. So I'm not going to be able to put a whole lot of use into this board until probably this weekend, simply because I'm not going to ride in the rain. I do like this board a lot. I did spend the extra money for the larger battery, so when I do the range test on it, do keep that in mind that this I did pay for the larger battery on this board. I will say this board is very cost effective. Base price on this board is well under $400. I think out the door, like I said, I bought this board with my own money. I'm not being paid for this review or anything. I want to say I was about $550. Prices may have changed. I'll have to look and see. But affordability of this board is very high. I will definitely say that is a very affordable board. We'll see how that does as far as quality of the board. It feels well built. The deck is familiar. It's very similar to what my Spadger was. I'd say it's a medium flexiness. It's hard for me because I'm so heavy. Every board is flexy. Even this massive monstrosity I consider a flexy board, but I'm fat. So I have to make everything flex. You know. But I like it. It feels good. Like I said, I went around the neighborhood. I could carve better in this board. One thing with these big fat tires is you lose a lot of feel in the road, and so while they smooth it out and make going over rocks and cracks and bumps and things like that, I can go from sidewalk to grass to gravel back to sidewalk without any issues. I just don't feel very confident being very aggressive on these tires. Whereas these tires definitely had a much better road feel, and I could get a much deeper carve going up down the street with this board than I could with this board just the first night I've had it. One thing though that I definitely want to mention is the remote. So this remote is quite a bit different than the remotes I've had in the past. It just has these two buttons on the front like the other remote, but if you notice, instead of having lights down the side, it has an LCD screen. We'll go ahead and turn that on. Push and hold it. So it vibrates when you do stuff, which none of the other remotes do. And it's not connected to the board, so it's yelling at me and vibrating. Now it's connecting. So on this screen you have the battery for the board, the battery for the remote. You have an odometer, so it tells you how many kilometers, everything's in kilometers, how many total kilometers this remote has gone with this board. So if you have more than one remote, or if you have to replace the remote, obviously that won't stay the same, but it is there. It also gives you your speed in kilometers per hour, and it gives you your max speed in kilometers per hour. Another thing that this does is if you're going along at speed and while you're holding the thumb wheel, you push the power button. I'm now on cruise, so I don't have my thumb on the thumb wheel, but the wheels are going, so we are in cruise, which if you do longer rides, especially at slower speeds, this will be very handy in a commuting board, I personally think. Especially, like I said, here at a lower speed where you're not just holding it full blast, you're just cruising along. That's really nice. I personally think this is a great feature. And if you touch the thumb wheel to brake, obviously it cancels the cruise. Or if you put it back on a cruise. So we're back on cruise. If you want to accelerate, that will also cancel the cruise as well. A couple other things about this board that's just interesting. Because it's not the belt-driven board, it definitely has a lot lower rolling resistance. Like when the battery dies on this board, that's it. I'm done. I'm walking. Trying to push this board is impossible. Where this board with the hub motors, you can actually, it's not as freewheeling as like just a standard longboard, but you won't kill yourself trying to push it if you run out of battery. That's for sure. And it is overall significantly lighter than this board. This board probably is pushing, I want to say like 25 pounds. This board's got to be at least 8-9 pounds lighter than this board. So big difference if you're commuting or traveling with it. This one is significantly lighter than this one. But I'll be doing some hill testing. Like I said, I take these boards as part of my commute, and as part of that, where the bus stop is from my house is downhill from my house, and so from the bus stop back is a fairly significant uphill portion, about a quarter mile. I don't know what the grade is, but it's fairly steep going up that grade. So I'll definitely test this board on that grade, as well as just a range test and a top speed test. So if you have any questions between now and then, definitely let me know down in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to answer those questions. Before my next review, if you're interested in month updates, I was doing that with my previous board. If you're interested in that, let me know, and I will continue to do month updates on this board and this board. And again, this is the triple board, and this is a DIY e-board directly from them. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.